evening, you gorgeous people. Okay, let's have a real conversation for a minute here and realize that some of you are not going to like what I have to say, but it's something that I've felt for a long time. It's something that I've known for a long time. And here's the thing. If we are intentionally evil and cruel and deceitful to the people in our lives, or any human beings, period, meaning it starts in the heart and it comes out through the mouth or in our actions, we have to realize that that leaves a dark spot on our soul. Now, it's completely different than somebody says something and people get offended or they take it the wrong way. If the person's heart was right, then it's right with God. But it's when our heart isn't right that it's not okay. And you got to ask yourself, or ask yourself this question. People that you're around that have chronic illnesses, are sick all the time, have issues all the time going on, are those the same people that are deceitful, talking bad about people, gossiping, are cruel in their behaviors, are wicked in their behaviors? And I'm not telling you to judge anybody. I'm making you aware of this because, like myself, I have to be aware and realize that when I'm hurt and I got that nastiness that wants to come out of my heart because I'm hurt, I have to remember that if I choose to act on that nastiness with the wickedness in my heart, it will leave a black mark on me, and I can become filled with bitter, anger, ugliness that can come out in different ways. And more often than not, it manifests in our health. Even Katie Souza talks about that. So before we make a choice to take revenge, to be cruel to somebody, regardless if they were cruel to us or not, right? To talk badly about somebody, to lie to people, to be manipulative, to be deceitful. Basically, if we choose to do anything intentionally from the heart to hurt another human being, we have to realize that there's consequences for those behaviors. Doesn't mean that God doesn't forgive us. Doesn't mean there isn't mercy. It doesn't mean there isn't grace to overcome that. But we have to realize that negative nastiness is going to manifest itself. And I've watched people around me, people in my life, and people that have been cruel to me, and people that are just nasty in their behavior. And they're often dealing with medical issues. Or even people in their family line have medical issues. Maybe because that stuff carried down, maybe because it's imprinted on their soul, their genetics. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. But more often than not, that's what I'm seeing. Now, is that always the case? No. Does that mean if you get sick, you're cruel, you're evil, you're mean? No, absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying here. But what I am saying is that if there is no medical explanation for what you battle with health-wise, maybe you got to look at your soul and say, hey, do I have any ugliness inside of me? Any cruelty, any deceitfulness, any manipulation, any of that deep inside of me that maybe I need to get right with God with? Maybe need to change my behavior? Because let me tell you something, people. I am half German, and any of you that know me, I have a temper on me that can flare up in 0 seconds. And along with that temper can come with some really nastiness, right? And unfortunately, some of you people have seen it, and I'm sorry for that. But I share that with you because I have to actively make a choice to not follow the deceitful revenge of my heart, not follow the wickedness of my heart. What does the Bible tell us? It tells us to repay evil with good. Man, that's hard. Is that not hard? It's hard. But I would rather repay evil with good than to create a bitterness, ugliness inside of me that could be carried on through my family line because the same blood that flows through me flows through them. Or it could manifest itself in sickness in my own life. Again, I think Katie Souza has probably already covered this, but I just wanted to share it with you because I know some people, you don't look up that stuff, but just think about it, consider it, and know that regardless of the circumstances, one, you can be forgiven, but repentance is what? We turn from our way, right? We make a choice to turn from our way, right? Which is hard to do. Sometimes we backslide. But it's not true repentance if we say, oh, I'm sorry, but let me do it again. Oh, I'm sorry, but let me do it again. We got to actively try to change from a way. Too often, too many people think they're perfectly fine just the way they are. It's not always the case. Sometimes we got to wake up and realize that I have yet to meet a single perfect person on this earth. I haven't. But I've met a lot of people. 95% of the people I meet have considered themselves perfect. And they're not working on anything with themselves. And to me, that is sad. That is sad. Because there's always room for improvement. And the person who's willing to grow is the person who's able to go the furthest in life. Plain and simple. We got to recognize where we're doing wrong, where we can improve, and we got to change it and fix it. It's the only thing we can do. And realize that God judges our heart. So don't be so worried about all of this and necessarily what comes out of this. Work on it. But first make your heart right, because that's what God is concerned about. Okay, so that was a whole long rant. Anyways, just my little rant and some realizations that God is bringing forth in my life. I haven't talked to you guys in so long, and I know, and it's just because he's really working on me right now and letting me see bigger pictures. But know that you guys, I love you. Each and every one of you in my life has impacted my life, even those I haven't met personally. And let's work on this nastiness that can exist in every single one of us, because we don't want to hurt people intentionally, right? We don't want that nastiness from our heart. We don't want to create bitterness that creates sickness and health in us, right? Or bitterness just being irritable all the time, right? Anyways, this is going over 6 minutes long. It's way too long. All right. Well, you guys have a great night. I love you. God bless, and keep your heart intention right. Have a wonderful evening.